Hey everybody, it's Emily at ARG Schooling and welcome to our first day of school vlog. I've never done a day in the life video before. Regina has always refused to participate. She doesn't like being on camera, but we were discussing what if we did a day in the life just once and just see what we think. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to document our first day of school for 8th grade, and I'm going to take you along with us just so you can see what our first day of school looks like. It's not going to be as cute as it used to be. We used to do more cute things and have more themed days and that kind of stuff when the kids were small. It doesn't look like that with an 8th grader, but you'll get to see what that looks like, I guess. Follow us along for our first day back. So while I'm waiting for Regina to get out of bed, I've been getting everything set up for our first day back. So I have, excuse the chaos on the floor, I have dogs and they are messy. This is real life. So I have all of our stuff out that we're going to be doing today. So we're starting our first read aloud. We're going to be reading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy together. Then I have our other morning basket stuff. So we're going to be doing on this day, our first vocabulary cartoon, and we're going to be reading a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Also, I have this in our piles because we subscribe to these from my mother-in-law. She sends them for my daughter. So we're going to try to read an article. I don't know if we'll read an article a day or if we'll read one article together and then I'll hand it to her to read. Then our other morning item is this. She's going to choose her musician. I put all the different names of the musicians and bands and things into a jar and into a mug, and she'll pull one out each week. I have our language arts and her copywork notebook. I printed out our science stuff we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing an experiment to calculate the speed of light using a microwave and a chocolate bar, so that should be fun. And I have discussion questions and stuff for our read aloud, her math. And then I was going to show you guys my planner set up. I have the School Nest minimalist planner. So I have nothing too major here. We're only doing a 3-day week this week because she has karate camp on Thursday and Friday. She works as a volunteer. And so this is our basic, I'm sure as the year goes on and I'll think of more things to include here, but for now I just put our read aloud, her independent reader, our science theme. Right here I just have I want to find our rhythm. We have a 3-day week this week, copywork passage, our basic list of things we need to get to. And then here I have a more fleshed out daily plan. Nothing fancy, I haven't really done much to decorate besides add some washi tape, but it'll work. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I threw some tabs in just so I could find my page quickly. So yeah, now I just have to wait for her to get up. So we were supposed to go to our favorite bakery and pick up some donuts or something for breakfast, but that fell through. So I was trying to figure out what to make for breakfast, and my husband made us pumpkin chocolate chip half moon cookie donut things. So they're so good. We tried one yesterday. It was delicious. So I know we're very excited, right, Regina, to try one for breakfast today. So So that's what we're going to do now. And we're going to also pick our first music lab to do. So Regina, why don't you grab one out of the things so we can see who our music lab's going to be today. Can you pick one? Just random, doesn't matter what.
Oh.
Well, if you dropped one, no, that's not one of the ones. I don't even know what that says. What does that one say? Did you add an extra?
No.
No? Who put that in there? What the heck?
You got one.
Oh, you're gonna Rickroll me? Wow, Regina. You're very silly. Okay, so what's the real one though? Because that better not say Rick Astley.
Oh, definitely.
Can you read it? What's it say? I can't see that. Our first musician is Black Sabbath. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that's who we're going to be listening to this week. Black Sabbath. Your father is going to be so excited.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive.
We're outside now and we're gonna do our first day of school pictures, because that's our tradition. We always do a first day of school picture. So let's get going with And so begins our first session this year of couch schooling. We always start our day with our morning basket time. So right here I'm reading from On This Day, which I really like. I think my daughter was enjoying it too. We're now a couple days in and it's been fun to kind of give us something a little extra in the mornings to add to our day and learn about interesting little tidbits that might send us off on a rabbit trail. Then we moved on to our vocabulary word of the day, and this is pretty simple. It takes us like 2 minutes, and we always review the following day. So we back up and we go back through the words we've learned previously and then add a new word. So I think also after 10 days, it gives us a quiz that we can go through. Now we're on to poetry, and these poetry for young people books always start with a biography, so we kind of segment it and we read a little section of the biography each day. So I think it'll probably take us like a week or two before we finish that, and then we do a poem each day. She loves poetry, so that always is a favorite. Alone. From childhood's hour I have not been as others were, I have not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I ever loved, I loved alone. Then in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still. From the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled, in its autumn tint of gold. While I'm reading to Regina from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the dogs are doing whatever it is they do, usually fighting. They're just always at it. But this is the longest part of our morning basket, is our read aloud. And so once we finish that, we move on to the next subject. But first, we're going to have our discussion. Here we are discussing what happened in the reading we did from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I try to facilitate a discussion most days. Sometimes Regina starts the discussion if there's something that happened that she wants to talk about. Other times I kind of have to draw it out of her. But here, once I got started talking about it, she got more into it. The next day after this is when she really started to get into the story. She wasn't sure at this point if she was enjoying listening to this book. It was a little bit much for her. She's still like, why do they keep drinking? They drink so much. There is a lot at the beginning, like about drinking alcohol, but I reminded her that, this isn't actually a book for children. This is a book for all ages, but it is written primarily to adults, and it's set in Britain. And, drinking is a part of being an adult, I guess. So she didn't approve of that part of the story, but otherwise she is enjoying it. We're 3 days into reading. I think we got to chapter 4, perhaps, yesterday, and she has decided that she does in fact like this book and would like to see what happens. So I just hope she likes it. This is one of our family favorite read-alouds. It's the one that we've had the most inside jokes for, and I just kind of want her to at least appreciate it, if not enjoy it. And now we are moving on to copywork. The copywork's taken from the reading we just did, so I usually follow up with our copywork right after that, just so it's fresh in her mind. So she is currently right here reading the passage out loud, just because I want to make sure that, she's comprehending what the passage is. This is probably the longest passage she's ever done. It has the most challenging words, so I was a little concerned that maybe this would be too much for her, but she did really well. Here I have her underlining words that she thinks will be too hard for her. The goal here is that when it's underlined, her eyes will be more drawn to those words, so that hopefully she spells them correctly in her copywork after she finishes. So she underlined Genghis Khan, which honestly, same. I almost never remember where the H's go in Genghis Khan. So yeah, that is a challenging one. And she also underlined Mongoloid. We had to talk about what that meant, that, he's from Mongolia. So, and now she's setting up to copy. I decided that this setup was not great. I didn't realize when I purchased the whiteboard to go on our door how shiny it was going to be. So there's a really bad glare sitting on the other couch. And this is a much more awkward seating situation. So I have a desk, one of those ones that almost looks like a hospital desk, that slides up under the couch and goes across. So I'm going to set her up with that next time, because this, while she did fine, looks awkward to me, and I think she'd be more comfortable with the desk situation, but we'll work that out. And while she's doing her copywork, I'm going over our lesson plans for the day, making notes, checking things off, figuring out what comes next, that sort of thing. So I'm not great at keeping up with homeschool planners. I've done many over the years, and I tend to always just revert to our simple checklist plan, but I really wanted something I can keep up with better for myself. And yeah, so right now I'm putting things away as we do them, because if I don't, then the dogs might start like messing with things. They are usually pretty good about not going on the ottoman if there's stuff on it, but when they get into their, zoomies, then, all rules are off, everything's game. So I thought it'd be better to just put things away. And that way we could keep things neat as we go. I am so happy with how my book cart came out too. Like, it just looks so nice and inviting. Here's Regina's copywork up close. All my kids are left-handed. I still think that's such a weird thing. Like, I'm right-handed, my husband's right-handed. As far as I know, the only left-handed person in our whole family is my mother-in-law, and she is just like giddy that all 4 of my children are left-handed, and actually technically 2 of them are ambidextrous. Okay, I'm uploading our first day of school pictures to Instagram. I wasn't gonna include this, but my husband thought I ought to, so here it is. Me posting to Instagram while I'm waiting for Regina to finish her copywork. I don't set a timer or anything for that, so she's just free to take her time. But if I feel like she's dawdling or it's taking too long, isn't she cute? Then I will like nudge her and remind her that she needs to finish. So. And copywork is finished, and we're just going over it. She did spell mongoloid wrong. She had it M-A instead of M-O, and so we corrected that. And yeah, and she also forgot to add the title, which, to be fair, wasn't up on the board at the top. It was at the bottom, and so she just wasn't paying attention to that. So now she's adding the name of the book at the top, just, so we can keep track of what the copywork comes from, as well as adding the date, because she also forgot that. Just something I'm trying to make a habit, but none of my kids are good at remembering to add the date. Is that just a homeschooler thing? I don't know. But there is a space for it in the notebook, so I'm hoping that because there's a space for it, perhaps it'll become second nature. And now we're moving on to math. We had just set it up. I always wait until the night before we start to set up our math, because the way their new system works is that you pick your start date and then it won't open until then. So I always set it up the night before, and then in the morning we're ready to go. So she's starting Math 7, Lesson 1 today. Lower than that.
Lesson 1, Number Basics. Many years ago, lots of different number symbols were used throughout the world. In ancient Egypt, for example, people used number symbols that looked like this. But in ancient Rome, the number symbols were different, and these are called Roman numerals today. You've probably seen them. For Roman numerals, the number 1 is shown with the letter I. To show the number 4, you use 4 I's, but that's actually not the way it works. To write 4, you do it like this. You use an I and then a V after that. It's IV, and then here's the reason this represents 4 is that when the I is first, before the V, then you subtract the 1. See, this actually means 5 minus 1. If the I comes second, like we had up here before, then it's added to the 5, and then it's 5 plus 1 or 6. So it's a little bit tricky there. Now, using this rule, why don't you figure out how to write the number 9? If 4 is written as IV, how would you write 9? Think about it. No, it's not quite right. You're going to need to put an I and then an X. It's IX because remember, when the I comes first, then you subtract it from the X. Let's do some more. How about 7? Well, to show 7, you need a V and 2 I's. VII, because remember, V is 5, and then you need another 1 plus another 1 to get up to 7. Now, why don't you show how to write 8 with Roman numerals?
So VII is 7, Okay.
That's right, it's V and 3 I's because 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
So math is done, and now we're moving on to language arts, which I just let her do independently, and she just has to go through each worksheet basically. We're going to add more to it over the course of the year, so it's not just workbooks, but that's where we're starting at this week. And here we are doing our history lesson. So we're doing big history this year. I didn't want to like pull everything from big history project, but I did want to go through and like pick a few things to do from that. I still feel overwhelmed every time I go to the website, but I did want to do this. This is a history of me writing assignment. So basically the idea is to like think about how we think of history. So she's supposed to write a history of her life in 4 minutes. And so we set the timer, and I read the instructions to her, but she misinterpreted what this assignment was. So she did her 4-minute session, but wrote more like things about herself rather than like a history of herself. So after that, I had her try again, and this time she kind of got the idea better. So, and here she is writing more like her life history instead of just telling us things that we might want to know about her, like her favorite color and that kind of stuff. So now she's backing up and talking about her infancy because she had a very exciting birth. She was sick when she was born and had to be helicoptered to Boston Children's Hospital, which she's very disappointed. She has no memory of this because she thinks riding in a helicopter sounds very exciting. And unfortunately, she was only like not even a day old yet, so she has no memory of it. But it did happen in her life. So here she is reading the science experiment, which you're about to see go horribly wrong. So we made a good try though, but you know, I'm not great at science experiments, so it's fine. So what are we using for this experiment, Regina?
Large chocolate ball, large plate, microwave, and a rule.
Okay. So, how do we do this? Can you read the directions? Are they on there? Do you see what we're supposed to do? Here.
Where are they? There's so many.
Right here.
Okay.
Number 1.
Number 1, read the introduction to this experiment and read and answer the question.
Okay, now
2,
you're on camera.
unwrap the chocolate bar and place it on the plate. Remove
Okay, stop. Unwrap the chocolate bar.
Okay.
Put it on the plate.
What if it breaks on accident?
Just do your best not to break it.
So,
We do have another chocolate bar, so worst
no.
case scenario, because that one looks like it's getting melty.
oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Trying so hard not to break it, but it's like stuck. Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
What do you mean?
Woo! All right, we did it. All right, throw
Yeah.
this away. Nope, you missed a piece.
I did.
You did. Okay. So we now have a slightly melted chocolate bar.
Oof.
It's fine. We're going to melt it anyway. We just don't want to melt it too much. Okay, so now what do we need to do, Regina?
And I wasn't first. Remove the toner.
Yeah, we already took the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had to remove the spinny plate thing.
Okay. Please begin by heating the chocolate ball for 1 minute.
Okay, I'm going to suggest
Check
we
it.
only do 30 seconds
Oh.
because it's already really soft. If we do a whole minute, the whole thing might melt.
And check it to see if it has begun to melt.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. Alright, so why don't you put it in for 30 seconds.
Okay.
So I'm gonna crank this back up now. So microwave.
I do it like this.
Just put it right in the middle. Yep. Close it, and then just push the 30-second button. You see the button at the bottom? Yep.
Yay.
Okay, hopefully we don't ruin it. If we do, we have another candy bar, so we have a spare. Because this is not the first time we've wrecked an experiment. Alright, so when that comes out, we need to see if it's starting to melt. It should have like 2 spots.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, go take it out.
Do I want to?
Look at it. Okay, well, you can't see it. Can you pull it out carefully? Does it have melted spots on it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Oh, see, here's the problem we're running into.
Oof.
The whole thing was too soft, and it just totally
Can I still eat it?
is like really shiny, but it doesn't really have any single spots. So why don't you put it back in, but this time for like 15 seconds. And if it doesn't work, we're gonna try again with a different candy bar. Yeah, you see what our problem is? What we needed to happen isn't gonna happen because it melted too much. So it's fine because we have another candy bar. Go get me a new plate. This one should stop. Oh my gosh. Come on, I need a new plate. Get one out of the sink. You've got the giggles or something. Oh, this one's broken. Oh man. We just are not winning with this today.
Oh no!
Give me a plate. See, this is why I don't do science experiments almost ever. That's a baby plate. I said not the tiniest plate. Yep.
Yeah.
Is it wet?
Can I just eat this?
No.
You already opened it.
You're gonna get this is our second chocolate bar. We're gonna have more.
Can I just eat both of them?
Not yet. No.
I
Okay,
just
so
want
we're gonna
chocolate.
we're gonna push this together because once it melts, it'll stick back.
What's
Okay, so nope, just put it in the microwave. Now we're gonna do 1 minute.
that? Okay, what's
How many
it?
times should you hit 30 seconds to get a
3
minute?
times.
Okay, so do that.
Wait, this is...
Nice. That was one. You're gonna need to hit it again when it's done now, instead of hitting it twice and having it go for the full minute.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, apparently neither of us do, dear. Eventually this will work. Like, this has been tested. I'm pretty sure I did this exact experiment several years back with Robbie and Riley, and I feel like it did in fact work that time. So, all right, let's look at it. What do we got? Let me see. Ow! For the love of everything, that is so hot. I think you needed to pull it out at the 30-second mark.
Oh.
Because once more, we just can't win.
Can I eat
Because
chocolate today?
we want 2 melt spots. We're getting an entirely melted candy bar every time. There's no melt spots on this. I'm frustrated. How
Okay,
many
one more.
chocolate bars will we go through?
There's 2 more after this one.
You guys.
In the name of
we are
science!
literally running out of chocolate
Can I
bars.
just eat this one and be happy?
No. Ow, and that is really hot. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plop this on here, and you know what? You and Sarah are gonna get a chocolate bar snack. You can go nuts and eat if you want. Let me see if this one should be a little more solid. Nope, neither of them. They are both fully liquid.
Oh, it's really hot.
The
Yeah.
plate is, I imagine, fully melted chocolate is gonna be kind of hot. I should have given you spoons.
Yeah.
Science isn't going great today, guys. 2 very happy girls.
I'm supposed to say that I was happy.
You're eating chocolate, aren't you? Who are enjoying eating some melted chocolate. So there's always that. So this experiment isn't going well, and I don't know. I'm gonna squat. If it's because our microwave is set differently and it just like heats things really fast. I don't know I don't think it's the chocolate. The chocolate can't be faulty, right? Like, it's chocolate. So I don't know what's going wrong here. This is a different microwave than we used way back in the day, so I don't know. Shall we attempt a third? Shall we? I don't know if I want to really. I did say I would burn through every chocolate bar in this house if I had to. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Regina, while you're snacking, I'm gonna give this one more try.
Oh my god.
And we're gonna do it for 15 seconds this time. And we'll see. Because, you know, this is just ridiculous. You would think we would figure this out instead of just melting each chocolate bar entirely. But, I don't know.
Hey, Tom's.
Oh, this one's broken too a little bit, but that's fine. That is perfectly okay. We're gonna do it for like, maybe we'll do 20 seconds instead of doing a whole 30. And hopefully it works.
15.
I'm gonna watch it. Because we don't want it to fully melt and become liquid. That's not what we're trying to do.
Hey, Mom.
What?
What if people are watching this, what if they already left the video?
If they already left. Have I bored you guys with my faulty science?
Probably.
Okay, that didn't do like anything, so I'm going to do another 20. And we're going to watch. We want 2 spots. We want melt spots.
What experiment is this?
I don't know,
I've
Sarah.
done one. Here,
I
you know
don't
what? I'm going to
understand
take it off of that
something.
because it's still spinning. Maybe that's what we're doing wrong. We don't want it to spin.
Don't yell at it, Mom.
We are trying to calculate the speed of light, Sarah.
I see.
It's becoming shiny in the middle.
Is that a good sign?
The speed of light is becoming shiny.
Ouch. So the speed of light is faulty. If this one doesn't work, I'm out. We're done. Like, 3rd try, it has to work, right?
I did that one.
All right.
Did this one work?
See, I'm
Can I
not
eat it?
sure. Ow, and it's very hot.
Can I eat it? Can I eat it?
There's nothing. It's still kind of. Don't touch it. It's still kind of
Okay.
solid,
Can I eat it?
but I'm not seeing any like melt spots.
Can I eat it?
No, you don't need another candy bar. That was the only one you're gonna get today.
Aww.
No, you don't want a bellyache.
What are you doing now?
I told you we're gonna put it on the back part, so it's not on the spinny thing. We don't want it to spin. We want it to stay one spot.
What we gotta do with this one? Like, I don't understand. Well,
We're trying to measure the speed.
yes,
of
what
light.
we gotta do with this one now, if it works or not? Just gotta eat this one.
I don't know. We'll see if Riley
What?
wants it. I'm becoming really frustrated because like it's not giving me melt spots.
Can I eat this little bit?
No, you don't get any more. You already ate an entire candy bar.
Sarah, are you finishing that?
I'm not gonna eat the whole thing, Riley.
No, you may not eat Sarah's.
I did not.
I don't know. I'm trying to decide if that looks like it's melt spot.
Hi.
I'm gonna do like 4 seconds. And we'll see what's happening. I'm tired. I don't know. See, this doesn't look right. I'm done.
Mom, this thing.
Science is a fail today. I'm not good at experiments. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys over here to see the nonsense I'm working with. So,
Ooh.
there are supposed to be 2 spots. 2, I think the lighting's a little bit wonky, but you know, there are no melt spots. The other 2 candy bars melted absolutely to liquid. And see that one over there. And then this one is staying more solid because I'm not heating it as long, but it doesn't have like melt points. It's just like overall becoming soft. So, like, I don't know what we're doing wrong, but this experiment has failed. I don't know where we went wrong, but we went
Scientists
wrong.
in the comments explain.
I know. Somebody tell me what we did wrong in the comments. Perhaps we'll make another attempt later in the week if I can figure this out. So I'm really disappointed that our science was a fail, but Regina seems pleased because she still got to eat chocolate.
I have a question.
So, what?
What if Hank Green comments what you've done wrong?
Hank Green, let me know where we went wrong. Blow my daughter's mind. Respond. Wouldn't that be something? This camera's heavy, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up our school day. We are finished up now. We have completed all of the things on my checklist. The only thing she hasn't done is independent reading, which, please stop, which she's gonna, stop, which she's gonna go do as soon as she's eaten something not chocolate bar for lunch. And then we're done. We finished our day. So it is now 12:15. We started around 8:30-ish, I think. So that's about what I had planned. So I'm glad we made good time today. I don't know that that'll happen every day because some days obviously are going to take longer depending on assignments. But that was our first day back, which overall was kind of laid back. I mean, obviously it was a little bit more structured just because I knew I was going to be filming and I wanted to like be on top of what we were doing. But yeah, so that was our first day back to school for 8th grade. And I feel pretty good. Even though our experiment was a fail, I feel pretty good about our day today and that we're gonna get back into our rhythm for the rest of the year. And I think, I don't know, Sarah, Regina, how do you feel about your school day? With words, please. They can't see you making symbols off in the corner.
Fine.
Tell me what you think. What was your favorite thing we did today? You want to sit next to me?
Choco.
The chocolate.
Choco.
Even though it was a failed experiment, we still are
Food
not
is
able
food.
to measure the speed of light with our microwave. So I'm disappointed. But, you know, this is why I rarely do science experiments, because I don't know if it's me. I don't know what's going on, but we have a lot of science experiment fails. It's kind of frustrating. Sarah's over here throwing things across the room or something. There was a crash. Oh, great. She just dropped her phone. Almost dropped her phone and melted chocolate.
What? Eat it.
What a day. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for following us along today. If you found this video helpful, I hope you'll check out Build Your Library curriculum. Build Your Library is a secular, literature-rich homeschool curriculum inspired by Charlotte Mason's philosophy of education. Based on nearly 20 years of homeschooling, I created the curriculum that I wish I'd had when I first started homeschooling my children. I have spent thousands of hours cultivating the best literature to enhance your children's studies. Our lesson plans make homeschooling simple. Just open the lesson plans, gather your books, and go. Our easy-to-use lesson plans include everything you need to homeschool. Just add math. Choose from our full-year K-12 levels, as well as our fun topical unit studies and our newest product, Lit Bites. With Build Your Library, you will cultivate a home library filled with captivating literature, and you'll raise children who become lifelong learners. So snuggle up with our lesson plans and a good book or 3, and have your best homeschool year ever. I hope you enjoyed this peek into our day-to-day life. If you enjoyed this content, let me know in the comments, and perhaps we can attempt a different day in the life later on in the year once we're more set in our routine. I don't know, we'll see. I don't think it's gonna look that much different though, to be honest. Like, homeschooling, like, upper grades doesn't look as fun. It's not as Instagrammable or cute to watch as when it's little kids and you're doing lots of like art projects and fun stuff. So like, I don't know how interesting this is going to be for people to watch. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And I will see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.